Good evening, and welcome to a special virtual event combining the best of our annual meeting in Miriam People's celebration of tradition. I'm Susan Kaplan, Chair of the Miriam Hospital Foundation Board of Trustees. And although it saddens me we're unable to be together in person this year, I'm grateful to everyone joining us online. Thank you. We do have a chat feature available, so feel free to type a message or just say hello as we go along. We welcome your comments, and although we are unable to entertain a Q&A session due to the timeline, we will gladly relay any questions and obtain answers for you offline. To get us started, I'd like to welcome Rabbi Howard Voss Altman, who will deliver the invocation. Rabbi?
Susan, thank you as always for your warm words, for your leadership, for your commitment, and for your dedication to the Miriam, an institution that has symbolized the healing spirit of our city and the generous spirit of our Jewish community for decades. My friends, this year has been, I think, for all of us, perhaps the most challenging one of our lifetimes. We've experienced enormous disruptions to our political system, to our civic culture, and to our sense of who we are as a nation. We have also faced enormous strains on our public health system, our economy, and on our ability to reach out to family and friends during a time of crisis. Sheltering in place has surely limited the spread of the coronavirus, but its demand of isolation continues to take its toll on those who heal and those who are in need of healing. And while my daughter Adira, a senior at Classical High School, has been here each week as one of Miriam's most dedicated volunteers, this is the first time I've been in the building since March. My heart goes out to all of the patients who are not seen by loving family and friends, who never received a visit from their rabbi or spiritual leader, who did not feel the warm embrace of a child or a spouse, the kind of medicine we all need in times of sickness and uncertainty. As we prepare for the year ahead, it is more important than ever to remember those whose work and spirit bless our daily lives. We are so grateful to our physicians, our nurses, and the incredibly caring Miriam Hospital staff who day in and day out provide our patients with not only the highest quality medical care, but also the Jewish value of chesed, compassion and kindness for our patients and their families. We are so grateful to all of the Miriam support staff, our administrators, our financial wizards, our risk managers, our board of trustees, Arthur and his team, for their extraordinary managerial skills during this time of uncertainty and crisis. We have been blessed throughout this year by their leadership, by their vision, and their steady hands, steering us through choppy and perilous waters. And finally, we are so grateful to all of Miriam's volunteers, our board of trustees, our board of governors, and all of the lay people who give their time and energy to ensure the success of this beloved institution. Without your generosity, your dedication, and your spirit, the Miriam would not be the inspiring community that it is. May our Miriam Hospital continue to be a light in the darkness. May it continue to be a place of healing and strength. And may it continue to be a source of kindness and compassion for all who walk through its doors. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Larry Alban Sr., Chairman of the Lifespan Board of Directors and the Miriam Hospital Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Rabbi, and good evening, everyone. It's truly a pleasure to be with all of you here tonight. I hope you and your families are all healthy during these difficult times. First, and on behalf of the entire Lifespan Board of Directors, I want to thank and recognize Arthur Sampson for his 35 years of outstanding service to the Miriam and to Newport Hospitals and to Lifespan. He is an agile and decisive leader and strategic advisor who has been a partner to the hospital physicians, donors, and all levels of hospital staff. My sincere thank you for your many contributions, and we wish you the best of health and much happiness in your retirement. I'd also like to thank Susan Kaplan for her leadership as chair of the Miriam Hospital Foundation. Thank you, Susan, for your personal generosity, your dedication, and your service to the Miriam Hospital. It's also great that my good friend and colleague, Ed Felstein, a fellow Lifespan member, is here tonight delivering the Foundation Nominating Committee report. Thank you, Ed, for your tireless work on behalf of Lifespan and the Miriam Hospital. Throughout my years in healthcare and as chairman of the board of Lifespan, I have had the opportunity to work with and get to know some very special people. People who are deeply committed to the good of the community and dedicated to helping others. The Miriam Hospital team, the foundation board, the governors, the volunteers, the donor community are all at the top of this list, and I am honored to be here to express my gratitude to all of you this evening. The Miriam Hospital was on the front lines from the very earliest days of the pandemic, caring for the first confirmed coronavirus patient in the state and one of the first diagnosed in the country. This put the Miriam Hospital squarely in the midst of the first efforts to trace, test, and contain what was then an entirely novel virus. All the doctors, nurses, and staff have done an amazing job caring for the patients throughout this pandemic. As the Miriam Hospital opened its Incident Command Center in March and began to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic, you gave generously to the Emergency Preparedness Fund to help keep the Miriam Hospital and the community healthy. You are our heroes. And on behalf of the Lifespan Board of Directors, I thank you for the many ways you have shown your support. To date, you have collectively given $245,000 to the Miriam Hospital Emergency Preparedness Fund, which has truly helped save lives. Again, we thank you. And a huge shout out to the many local businesses and other donors who stepped up to help our frontline and clinical teams with donations of flowers, meals, personal protective equipment, and more. You are all so kind, and we thank you so much. The Miriam Hospital is a very special place because of people like you. That's why, through your support and commitment of the entire Miriam team, the hospital has achieved recognition as a top-performing hospital by Health Grades, as a high-performing organization in 6 specialties by U.S. News and World Report, and attained the magnet recognition in excellence in nursing care 6 consecutive times. So tonight, I want not only to express my profound gratitude, but I want to ask you to continue to help the Miriam Hospital and Lifespan be at its best, and to encourage people you know to do the same. We are all in this together, and you are making a difference in the health and well-being of our community. So again, in closing, thank you again and stay safe. Now I would like to turn the meeting over to Susan Kaplan so she can share the Foundation Board of Trustees report.
Thank you, Larry, and thank you for your leadership and dedication to the Miriam. While there is so much for us to celebrate tonight, I recognize we are doing so against the backdrop of a historic pandemic and the most unpredictable time in our lives. There's no question that this year has been unlike any we've experienced, yet it has also been a year that brought out the best in our hospital staff and in our community and further galvanized the Miriam among the best hospitals you'll find anywhere. I'm sure you've all now seen the breathtaking photo of the rainbow ending at our beloved hospital. That is because the Miriam truly is a real-life pot of gold, a special place made stronger thanks to the power of philanthropy. Although this year's Miriam Gala and auction was canceled, more than 300 friends and supporters logged on to take part in the Miriam Hospital Cares virtual event on July 16th, coming together to raise more than $343,000 to support the enhancement of respite rooms and wellness programs for hospital staff, and the purchase of 2 additional ultraviolet disinfecting machines and 12 controlled air purifying respirators for our staff in high-risk areas. We had high hopes going into the night, but even our most optimistic expectations were exceeded by the tremendous response of what is surely the best donor community a hospital could ask for. And as I know, we're all eager to turn the page on 2020 and return to some sense of normalcy. It's definitely not too soon to give a plug for next year's event, when the Miriam Hospital Gala and Auction picks up where we left off, either in person or virtually on September 11th. Dr. Howard and Nancy Safran are graciously remaining at the helm as event chairs, and we are all behind them, committed to raising funds for the Phase 1 clinical trials renovation project right here at the Miriam's Cancer Center. Throughout fiscal year 20, thousands of gifts of all sizes poured into the Miriam, and we appreciate the generosity of every one of them. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the individuals and organizations who made significant contributions of $25,000 or more. The Victor and Gussie Bax Fund, $25,000 for a resilience and wellness program for medical professionals. $25,000 from Harry Zisson, supporting the Gertrude and Max Zisson Endowment and the greatest needs within cardiology. Helene and Bertram Bernhardt Foundation, $25,000 towards the purchase of 2 Lucas chest compression systems. 3 pledges totaling $164,727 from the Rhode Island Foundation, including $139,727 to support the Center for Prisoner Health and Human Rights Programs, and another $25,000 for our award-winning Minimally Invasive Urology Institute to help establish a registry of genitourinary malignancy in Rhode Island. $35,000 for the Cancer Center Nursing Education by the Stephen A. and Diana L. Goldberg Foundation. A total of $85,000 from the Edward J. and Virginia M. Ruthier Foundation, $35,000 of which supported the purchase of a portable intravascular ultrasound machine, and leadership gifts of $25,000 each from Amica Mutual Insurance Company, Brown Physicians, the Miriam Hospital Medical Staff Association, and University Orthopedics through our gala and virtual event. Thank you all for your incredible support. This year also included several transformational gifts. $100,000 was gifted by Elizabeth and Joseph Brito for emergency preparedness. The Collis Foundation provided a $100,000 matching gift pledge to improve patient access and shorten wait times at our Lyme disease clinic. Rosalind Sinclair, through the Joseph and Rosalind Sinclair Foundation, provided $100,000 to support a professorship and education for women's health. The Normally and Rosalie Fain Family Foundation, 2 gifts totaling $150,313, with $100,000 for non-pharmacological integrative pain management therapies, and $50,000 to purchase additional vital signs monitors to reduce the transmission infection. A very special thank you for these extraordinary gifts. It is also an honor to welcome the newest Miriam founders to our family, selfless individuals and organizations that have a lifetime of giving of $25,000 or more to our hospital. My most sincere thanks to Gail Aronson, the Collis Foundation, Mr. and Mrs. Frank DeLuca, Doctors Maria and Joseph Duchamp, the Grimshaw Gudowitz Charitable Foundation, and Pepsi Beverage Company. And it is my pleasure to recognize Mr. George Acosta and Betsy and Richard Staples as the newest members of our Living Heritage Society. For individuals who have included the Miriam in their will or bequest, your commitment and generosity to the Miriam will impact patient care for years to come. Thank you so much. Sadly, the Miriam lost some very dear friends over the past year. We pause to remember Robert Berkelhammer, Dr. Charles Carpenter, H. Jack Feibelman, Hazel Grossman, Dr. Harold Horwitz, Arthur Hurwitz, Estelle Clemmer, Keith Matthews, Dr. Alfred Parisi, Dale Salmonson, Jerome Sapolsky, Marie Tunnicliffe, and Dr. Banis Weber. We will miss these special Miriam people, but will carry their memory with us always. Each year, I am grateful as chair to be part of a special subcommittee of the board that allocates funds from the foundation back to the hospital, reviewing funding requests to determine which align most closely with the hospital's priorities. This year, we allocated more than $1.2 million, and here are a few of the highlights. $560,000 for research across a wide range of disciplines, $225,000 for behavioral health nurse navigators in the emergency department, $100,000 to our community relations program, and $80,000 to benefit nursing, education, and research. Since the pandemic began, we have heard the word hero so much, and rightfully so. I think of everyone at the Miriam as heroes. They come to work each day unsure of what lies ahead. It is simply impossible to not be inspired by what happens here each day. It's why Washington Monthly Magazine, in conjunction with the Loan Institute, just named the Miriam the number 7 best teaching hospital in the country. Everyone has stepped up in ways we never before thought we'd need, and this is most certainly true of our donors and all of you. Acts of kindness and compassion, the outpouring of love from the community has fueled our frontline workers, from signs hanging from homes and windows to literally thousands of donated meals. Even with all that's been going on in the world around us, people's good has shined brighter than ever before, and nowhere has that been more evident than at the Miriam. I'd like to thank Arthur Sampson for his incredible leadership and friendship, and express my appreciation to Dr. Timothy Babineau, Larry Aubin, the entire Lifespan Board, and my colleagues on the Foundation Board of Trustees for their invaluable insights and their strategic vision. I would also like to recognize the Miriam's clinical leadership team, Dr. Maria Ducharme and Dr. G. Dean Roy, for their extraordinary work and their compassionate commitment to our patients and their families. And in our development office, I'd like to extend my gratitude to our tireless team for their hard work and dedication, especially during these trying times. Holly Palermo, Kim Borick, Cheryl Kusan, Dawn Howard, and Helen Shore, and to Maggie DuPont, who is the glue that holds us all together. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Eric Walsh, President of the Miriam Hospital Medical Executive Committee, to deliver the Medical Staff Association report. Dr. Walsh?
Thank you, Susan. Good evening. My name is Dr. Eric Walsh, and I am President of the Miriam Hospital Medical Staff Association. It is my great pleasure to represent the Miriam's physicians and staff at this annual meeting. During the past year, and especially the last 9 months, the physicians, nurses, and staff have performed in an exemplary manner, providing top quality care to our patients while protecting them and each other from the novel coronavirus during these difficult times. With all the challenges we have faced, our medical staff continues to expand as new clinicians realize what a top-performing hospital offers them professionally. I am proud to say that U.S. News & World Report in August honored the Miriam as the top hospital in the state. The outstanding dedication and service of our physicians and staff is among the most important contributors to the Miriam's record of excellence. I would like to highlight 4 physicians and 1 member of the Medical Executive Committee who were recognized this year for their achievements. First, the Miriam recognizes Dr. David Marcoux, the outgoing MEC president. Dr. Marcoux was a strong leader during his 2 years as president, building upon his years of service to the hospital. The Miriam Medical Executive Committee also commended Kay Wagner, who retired this year after 16 years of service to the Miriam and the committee. She was the rock on which many MEC staff have depended, and we wish her all the best in her retirement. Dr. Sevdaner Chisner was named the Charles C.J. Carpenter Outstanding Physician of the Year. Dr. Tisner is a geriatrician and medical director of geriatric surgery at the Miriam. One of her initiatives is a collaboration with the colorectal surgery team at the Miriam, the Surgery Oscar program. This program, whose acronym stands for Optimization of Senior Care and Recovery, allied the Division of Geriatrics and Palliative Medicine and the Department of General Surgery in 2014 to improve care for elderly colorectal surgery patients. The program significantly improved patient outcomes while reducing hospital costs. The Oscar program earned the Barnett-Fane Quality Award, which highlights innovative work at Brown University-affiliated lifespan hospitals. In 2019, the American College of Surgeons recognized its success, and Dr. Tisner was invited to the ACS Geriatric Surgery Committee in Washington, D.C. as an expert. Dr. Tisner was selected to the 2018-19 Tideswell American Geriatric Society and Associated Directors Geriatric Academic Programs Emerging Leaders in Aging Program. The Kahn Lifetime Leadership Award was given to Dr. Fred J. Schiffman, who is a hematologist-oncologist at Brown and Lifespan and associate physician-in-chief at the Miriam. Dr. Schiffman has published in a broad range of hematologic areas and subjects regarding the education of students and house staff. During his more than 40-year career as medical educator, Dr. Schiffman has guided hundreds of students, residents, fellows, and junior faculty as they perform scholarly work and make crucial academic career decisions. That his mentorship and counsel are highly regarded is reflected by the number of honors and awards he continues to receive. The Reisman Family Excellence in Teaching Award was bestowed on Dr. Jill O'Brien. For 10 years, she has been a hospitalist at the Miriam, and she recently became Senior Medical Director of Utilization Management for Lifespan. Dr. O'Brien has been a staunch advocate of student, resident, and medical staff education, providing a unique perspective on the new care delivery models to the provider community. Finally, President Arthur Sampson announced earlier this year that he would be retiring after 12 years heading the Miriam. Under his leadership, the hospital has improved significantly while undertaking substantial capital improvements. The medical staff thanks Mr. Sampson and wishes him a long, healthy, and happy retirement. If you encounter these outstanding people in the halls of our hospital, please take a moment to congratulate them. I know I speak on behalf of the medical staff when I say that we feel privileged to work at such an outstanding hospital. We continue to provide the highest level of care to our patients, including those afflicted with COVID-19. I would like to express our gratitude to the Foundation for its ongoing support, and I am pleased to welcome to the podium Mr. Arthur Sampson as he delivers the President's report one final time. Arthur.
Thank you, Dr. Walsh, and good evening, everyone. This may feel like the strangest annual meeting ever, but I'm very pleased that so many of you are participating virtually. Even as we are all becoming accustomed to virtual communication, celebrations like this are the most difficult because we cannot all be together. I'd like to begin with an update on what's been happening at the Miriam. It has been an extraordinary 8.5 months for all of us in Lifespan and at the Miriam Hospital. We treated the first COVID-19 positive patient in Rhode Island here, who was admitted on February 29th. And the patient count rose dramatically through March, April, and May, when it peaked for us on May 2nd with 80 COVID positive inpatients. It was necessary for us to cancel or postpone elective procedures, including surgery, cardiology, and interventional radiology during this period. This had a devastating impact on our financial performance. Fortunately, both state and federal stimulus funds helped to lessen the financial hit, and although fiscal year 2020 has not yet been closed, we anticipate at least a break-even performance. COVID-positive patients declined throughout the summer and early fall, but I'm sorry to say that the number is up significantly at this time as the second wave begins to affect Rhode Island. We have once again restricted visitors and guests, and this is a hardship for our patients and their families. We hope to continue elective procedures throughout this wave, and we will monitor the situation carefully. We have begun yet another renovation and expansion of our emergency department. If you travel along 5th Street, you will see the excavation work underway. This expansion will be done in 3 phases and will be finished next summer. This will provide an additional 12 treatment bays in the emergency department. And finally, a bit of good news. The City of Providence requires all nonprofit organizations in the city to file an institutional master plan every 5 years with the City Plan Commission. Those of you who have been around for some time will remember how contentious and confrontational this process has been in the past. Our neighbors have followed the Miriam's plans closely and objected often publicly to our proposals. We presented our 2020 IMP on October 20th, and I am pleased to say that it was approved unanimously with 2 conditions. First, we will work with the city forester to replace trees and bring the amount of canopy coverage to 30%. And 2, we will work with the city engineer to implement suggestions in the traffic study, namely to make the intersection of Summit Avenue and 7th Street a 4-way stop. As in past years, the IMP includes the demolition of the A building and the construction of a 3-story inpatient care facility to house all single patient rooms. This has been conceptualized to meet all zoning requirements and to stay within our current licensure to operate 247 beds. Perhaps most striking was the lack of public comment and opposition from our neighbors. This is the outcome of years of hard work to build and sustain good communication with the neighbors, and it is a testament to Monica Anderson's stewardship over her 16-year career at TMH. Monica has left us to take a position at Orlando Health in Florida, and we certainly wish her well. It is hard for me to believe this is my 12th annual meeting of the Miriam Hospital Foundation. In some ways, it feels as if I've been here much longer. I've gotten to know so many fine people, excellent nurses and physicians, unforgettable patients, board members, volunteers, donors, and employees who have been kind and helpful since my first day. In other ways, it seems like only a couple of years have passed since I joined the Miriam. After being at Newport Hospital for more than 20 years, I expected this to be a challenging transition, but it was not. You made me feel immediately at home, supported, and welcome. This is my final annual meeting, and I am grateful for all the support and assistance you've given me. I will retire at the end of the year after 35 years at Lifespan. I might not miss the constant challenges, but I know I will miss all the terrific people I've been fortunate enough to work with. The pandemic has prevented us from meeting in person, but it certainly has not lessened the extraordinary work of the Miriam staff. Even in the midst of this global crisis, the Miriam garnered awards and designations, including its 6th Magnet designation. I feel compelled to stress that Magnet designation is not something we take for granted and is not an award that becomes easier to achieve with each application. These standards are very high, and the reviewers spend weeks reviewing our voluminous application and a few days on site with us, going through every corner of the hospital, all of our procedures and equipment, every type of documentation. This most recent designation makes the Miriam one of only 4 hospitals to be named a Magnet hospital 6 times. The American Heart Association, American Stroke Association awarded us with the Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus Quality Achievement designation for 2020. We were also named to the Best Regional Hospitals list by U.S. News and World Report, and also as the #1 hospital in Rhode Island and the Providence metro area. Our urology services, again, were named to the list of 50 hospitals in the country that have the best urology programs. U.S. News also named the Miriam as a high performer in several areas, including COPD treatment, colon cancer surgery, heart failure treatment, hip and knee replacement, geriatrics, nephrology, neurology, and neurosurgery. Keep in mind that the Miriam staff earned these accolades during a pandemic, working in difficult conditions, wearing full protective equipment, and overcoming their own justifiable fear and anxiety. I am very grateful to them all. The Miriam Hospital is unique not only for its excellent patient care, but also for its history, traditions, people, and research. I am also grateful for the support, counsel, and friendship I've received over the past 12 years. Your advice and institutional knowledge have led me through challenges and guided me towards the best decisions for this hospital. I have no words for how much it has meant to me, both personally and as a hospital leader. I thank the Miriam Hospital Foundation Board, its officers, the board chairs, and my colleagues for joining us here tonight and for your constancy over the years that I've had the privilege of leading the Miriam Hospital. Thank you. Finally, I feel so fortunate that I can stand here tonight and introduce you to my successor, the Miriam's current Senior Vice President of Patient Care Services and Chief Nursing Officer, Dr. Maria Duchar. In her 33 years at the Miriam, Maria has amassed an enormous foundation of clinical knowledge, as well as knowledge of virtually every hospital priority and plan. Her accomplishments throughout her time at the Miriam are too numerous to mention, but most notable are her involvement in the magnet recognition. Maria participated and led each review to achieve the standards of excellence. She also served and still does serve as the incident commander during COVID-19 crisis. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Maria, not only for her promotion to hospital president, but also for the many ways in which she has distinguished herself, her career, and the Miriam Hospital. Maria?
Thank you, Arthur. I am just thrilled to be offered the opportunity to serve in the role of president in an organization and with colleagues and key stakeholders that mean a great deal to me. It has been an honor to work for such an outstanding organization, and I feel incredibly fortunate to be offered the privilege to occupy a role that will serve to assist in shaping the future of the organization. In my 33-year career at TMH, I have had the joy and good fortune of working with an amazing group of colleagues, a wonderful leadership team, and of course, a president who has mentored me, shared successes, and created an inspiring vision that engaged and motivated me to climb. I will forever be incredibly grateful for Arthur's wise counsel. I have also had the great opportunity to work with so many members of our donor community and have witnessed the significant impact your support has provided. As we celebrate your unwavering support for our mission and your spirit of generosity this evening, I want to express my abundant appreciation for all that you do and convey my sincerest delight and eagerness for continued collaborations with all of you in my new capacity. The foundation and culture of philanthropy that you have established at the Miriam Hospital is very special. And for those of you I have not yet met, I look forward to a time where we can do so in person. I couldn't be more excited for this next chapter in my career at the Miriam Hospital. I would now like to turn the program over to another leader and mentor during my career, the Miriam Hospital's president from 2000 through 2009, Dr. Kathleen C. Hittner.
Thank you, Maria, and congratulations on your new role as president of the Miriam Hospital. The Miriam Hospital is very lucky to have you as its next president. You have big shoes to fill following Arthur Sampson, but I know you are up to the job, and I am so proud that a nurse is going to be in charge of the Miriam Hospital. Good evening to all of you. I'm happy to be with you tonight to announce this year's Hittner Scholarship winner, Jamie Latran. Jamie's interest in healthcare began when she became a volunteer at the age of 15 at Our Lady of Fatima Hospital. Then she was hired as a dietary aide. It was through that exposure and experience that her passion for helping others blossomed. Jamie says, and I quote, "As a first-generation high school graduate, I became even more motivated to further my education and to prove to my parents that their sacrifices and decision to move to the United States was not in vain." Jamie went on to CCRI and then to Rhode Island College to pursue her bachelor's degree in healthcare administration. While attending college, she was offered a position at the Miriam Hospital as a hospitality representative. Over the past 10 years, she's risen up. She's been a unit secretary. She's been a department assistant, and she currently is office manager of ambulatory services. Jamie summarizes her future goals by saying, and I quote, "My focus is to develop and create opportunities for process improvement that lead to quality outcomes, to patient satisfaction, and to increase access for care for marginalized communities. I'm now pursuing an MBA, she continues, to further support me in my current role as an office manager, but also to invest in myself and to prepare for any future role within Lifespan. My goal is to remain with Lifespan and continue embodying the Lifespan care values. My beliefs, says Jamie, align with Lifespan's mission, and I hope to be part of future innovative changes alongside leadership. We're happy that Jamie will receive a $1,200 scholarship towards her tuition at URI as she pursues her MBA degree. Congratulations, Jamie, and best of luck to you in your future goals. I'd now like to turn the podium over to Barbara Horowitz-Brown, President of the Miriam Hospital Women's Association. Barbara?
Thank you, Dr. Hittner. Good evening. I am pleased to report on the accomplishments of the Miriam Hospital Women's Association this past year. The year started normally with a well-attended program just 1 year ago. Last October, we hosted in our auditorium Dr. Mary Catherine DeRosa and Dr. Terry Perlstein, sharing What Your Mother Didn't Tell You, Women's Health at Midlife. Then COVID hit, and our 2020 spring program had to be postponed. There are plans for it to be presented in the spring 2021, virtually if need be. Our recent 2020 fall program featured our return popular speaker and political analyst, Wendy Schiller, and was held via a webinar, our first foray into this technology. The webinar was well attended, and Wendy kept our rapt attention with her astute political insights. Our program committee is working on arranging for an extra program this year, with everyone stuck mostly at home, and we are hoping to nail down a speaker shortly. Our longtime volunteers extraordinaire, Sandy Simon and Sally Irons, retired this year. Many thanks go to them for their years of service in running the gift shop. Due to COVID, the gift shop was temporarily closed. It is reopened now, but only hospital staff and workers are allowed inside at this time. Thanks go to gift shop employees Dottie and Elaine for being constants in all the transitions. Again, due to COVID, our annual meeting luncheon and recognition award were canceled for this year, though we did hold board meetings and our installation via Zoom. Thankfully, our equipment event did take place, and we raised $14,569. These funds were used to purchase a capsule endoscopy, which is a wireless capsule endoscopy used for easy and accurate visualization in the small bowel, a CO2 insufflator, providing less cramping and pain during endoscopy procedures, leading to a decreased amount of sedative medication being requested, and Jane's hospital gowns, a more plush gown for breast patients to wear that are thicker, warmer, and softer than a regular hospital gown. Half of these gowns were purchased through the generosity of the Lillian Zarum Oncology Fund. Our membership has grown to 587 total members, 416 life members, and 171 annual members. We began hosting new and exciting membership events with a Sip, Shop, and Socialize holiday shopping event at Green Ink in Wayland Square in December. Our members and guests were treated to champagne and hors d'oeuvres while shopping for holiday gifts. Green Ink offered 20% off all purchases. A donation of $2,500 to the Comprehensive Cancer Center was made possible by our Walkway to Health BRIC program. Funds from this program continue to be used to support complementary therapy services for cancer patients. The Miriam Hospital Women's Association also made a one-time special donation to the Miriam Hospital Lyme Clinic expansion, matching the donor fund in the amount of $5,000. Other named funds continue to support their benefactors' original intent. The Lillian Zarum Oncology Patients Fund provided wig donations for 4 oncology patients and Jane's hospital gowns for the Miriam Hospital Cancer Center. The Robin Engel Pulmonary Fund provided a pulse oximeter for the Pulmonary Center at the Miriam Hospital. In response to the COVID-19 crisis, Arthur Sampson reached out to the Women's Association to ask for our support of the hospital's Emergency Preparedness Fund. The Miriam Hospital Women's Association has donated $3,065 to this fund. Due to the COVID crisis, we have also made our equipment event for 2021 specific to COVID-related equipment. In order to facilitate the immediate distribution of the equipment, which we voted to support in our 2021 event, the Women's Association has advanced the fund at a cost that is beyond what we ordinarily raise, with the go-ahead to purchase the approved items for use as soon as possible.
The details on these new purchases will be in the 2021 annual report. Thanks to Maria Ducharme for her ongoing work with us on our yearly equipment events. I sincerely want to thank the Miriam Hospital Women's Association Board for their extra efforts this year, especially Neil Hartman and Robin Kaufman, program co-chairs and tech wizards, Elle Koo and Marilyn Myro, membership co-chairs, who spearheaded phone calls to 85 of our less virtually connected members to let them know we wanted to be in touch. Paula Cafone and Susan Guerra, equipment event co-chairs. Marianne Litwin, treasurer and most patient interpreter of the numbers, and so many other board members who give extra effort for the Miriam Hospital Women's Association, including Sherry Cohn, Marianne Litwin, Cynthia Schwartz, and Robin Engel for their help in working on the gift shop's future plans. Thank you to Arthur Sampson, Maria Ducharme, and the Miriam Hospital for your continued partnership. I absolutely would not close without a huge thank you to Vicki Scott, our administrative assistant, who is the cog that makes all the parts work in our association. Always with a friendly greeting and the information we need, we are most grateful she is on our team. Now I'd like to welcome to the podium Mr. Edward Feldstein, who will be presenting the nominating committee report. Ed?
Thank you, Barbara. I am pleased to present the Miriam Hospital Foundation Nominating Committee report for this year. For the Foundation Board of Trustees, the following trustees are nominated for reappointment by the Lifespan Board to serve a 3-year term. Brett Gerstenblatt, Steve Issa, Bert Lederer, Marianne Litwin, Jamie Manville, Larry Sadwin. We also welcome the following new chair-appointed trustees, Joe Nagel and Sherry Schweitzer, and officers recommended for selection at the first meeting of the Foundation Board in 2021, Susan Kaplan, Chair, Steve Issa, Vice Chair, Al Hall, Treasurer, and Debbie Gilstein-Jaffe, Secretary. For our Board of Governors, the following current governors are nominated to serve a 2-year term: Harry Adler, Robin Boss, Cheryl Carpionato, Mark Crisafulli, Susan Koo-Uven, Tim Flanagan, Rabbi Wayne Franklin, Joshua Giraldo, Neil Greenspan, Rami Cantor, Judith Labossiere, Brock Manville, Wendy Montgomery, Prutha Patel, Joanne Patterson, Michael Prescott, Lucy Rose, Rabbi Howard Voss Altman, and Dean Weinberg. And we welcome our newly appointed governors nominated to serve a 2-year term: Jeff Brown, Rabbi Michael Fell, Andy Gilstein, Brian Goldberg, Susan Guerra, Bess Marcus, and Barbara Wolf. I would like to thank the members of this year's nominating committee for their assistance with this process: Sherry Cohen, Al Hall, and Prutha Patel. Thanks also to Susan Kaplan, Holly Palermo, and Maggie DuPont. Special thanks to Arthur Sampson and best wishes on his upcoming retirement. It has been an outstanding 12 years of accomplishment for the Miriam under Arthur's leadership, and we look forward to Maria's continuing in his footsteps. Thank you, Arthur, for all you have done. I would also like to take a moment to remember 2 life trustees who we lost this year: Jack Feibelman and Arthur Hurwitz. Jack Feibelman was a quiet yet steadfast supporter of the Miriam Hospital who preferred anonymity to recognition. His long history of support and leadership at the Miriam greatly benefited the lives of our patients and their families. He served as a member of the hospital's Board of Governors, the Finance Committee, and the Foundation Board of Trustees until this year, when he passed away at the age of 99. On a personal note, when I was chair of the Foundation Board, Jack was always there to discuss bylaws, programs, finances, and even proposed mergers. Because of his many contributions to our hospital and community, Jack was honored as our Miriam Person of the Year in 2013. Arthur Hurwitz. Arthur's involvement at the Miriam began when he joined the Miriam Hospital Board in 1974 and subsequently served as a member of numerous committees, joining the foundation board in 2004. He also co-chaired with our former board chair, Marie Langlois, the more than $30 million Miriam Hospital campaign for the next generation, the largest fundraising effort in the history of the hospital, to construct the state-of-the-art Victor and Gussie Baxt building. In addition to his many contributions, Arthur and his wife Joyce, both strong supporters of nursing education and quality care at the Miriam, also established 2 endowed funds to support annual awards for staff, the Hurwitz Nursing Scholarship Fund and Hurwitz Quality Award Fund, ensuring that his legacy will continue here for generations to come. As he was honored with the Miriam Person of the Year Award in 2009, a former hospital executive said, "Arthur Hurwitz is the consummate gentleman, truly a compassionate, gentle giant. Gentle in his quiet generosity and support for nursing and the Miriam, which transcends his humble and unassuming personality, and a giant in his unwavering commitment to clinical quality. He has had a profound influence on all of our lives." Indeed, he did. So many of us at the Miriam Hospital and Lifespan learned so much from Arthur through the years of the importance of demanding the highest level of quality for the patients we serve. Striving for anything less than perfection was not acceptable. Both of these men will be missed and remembered. I'd now like to turn the podium over to our board chair, Susan Kaplan, who will honor another man very special to all of us. Susan?
Thank you, Ed. I need to be honest, this is the part of the night that I've been looking forward to and also dreading. I will do my best to not get emotional, but I make no promises. For when Arthur called me months ago to tell me he was retiring, I sobbed on the phone, and then I cried a little more later on. Yes, some of those tears came from sadness at the realization the Miriam was losing an amazing leader and advocate. But the truth is, the majority were shed from a place of pure happiness for a man I am proud to call my friend. From the very first time we met, Arthur has made me feel like an important partner in this organization, which is much more like a second family to me. The Miriam not only is stronger today because of Arthur's leadership, it has a bright and exciting future, in large part because of the thanks to the foundation he's built and is leaving behind. But in true Arthur fashion, Arthur would be the first to deflect this credit and be the first instead to shine the light on his team and the staff at the Miriam. It's what great leaders do, and we've been fortunate to have a front row seat to one of the best. Most everyone knows I'm a huge Red Sox fan, and with maybe the exception of Ted Williams, who hit a home run in his last at-bat, I don't know anyone else who has walked off the field at the top of their game higher than Arthur Sampson. No matter how you choose to spend your newly found free time, I hope you enjoy every second of retirement. You and Linda deserve nothing but the very best. Arthur, as a gesture of gratitude for all you've seen us through and for understanding what it means to truly lead not only individuals but an organization, I am thrilled to share with you that thanks to the thoughtful contributions from our Board of Trustees, the Lifespan board members, colleagues, and a very generous $10,000 gift from the University Orthopedics, we have raised well over $25,000 so far to establish the Arthur J. Sampson Educational Scholarship Endowed Fund, which will remain in perpetuity to grow and provide an annual scholarship for a Miriam employee pursuing a master's degree. Once the word of your retirement spread, there were a few other people who also wanted to wish you well. Let's hear from them.
I am very pleased to be the first of many to congratulate and thank Arthur Sampson for his 35 years of exemplary service to Lifespan. Everyone knows Arthur has great personal dignity and leadership ability, but he also possesses some assets you might not know about. He is a pianist and an avid skier. He is also not merely a cook, but a terrific chef. So good that his talent and reputation have brought in tens of thousands of dollars at the Miriam Hospital Gala auctions. Donors bid hundreds of dollars for Arthur to cook and serve dinner to them and their family and friends. A few years ago, he was even featured in a cookbook. I have no doubt Arthur will stay busy and active in his retirement, but I also have no doubt that he will be dearly missed by all those he has come into contact with over his 3.5 decades at Lifespan. His leadership and diplomacy are recognized by staff, physicians, board members, and donors. And while it is a particular pleasure to congratulate Arthur on his retirement, it is also bittersweet to see a dear friend and colleague leave the part he has played in our daily lives. Arthur, on behalf of the Lifespan Board of Directors and my entire leadership team, my sincere thank you and good wishes. Good luck, Arthur.
Hi, Arthur. Edgar Guest wrote a poem called Have You Earned Your Tomorrow, in which he asks, can you say tonight in parting with the day that is slipping fast, that you helped a single person in the many that you passed? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does one whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? Because of you, Arthur, yes, that is true for me and many people at the Miriam Hospital. You've earned your tomorrow. Go out and enjoy every moment of it. Know that you will be missed, loved, and admired for many years to come. Thank you, Arthur.
Arthur, I have enjoyed all the times we have been together and all of our conversations. And what I will most cherish is the time we spent together visiting Emek Medical Center in Israel. You will be greatly missed, but have earned the right to retire. Jessica and I wish you all the best.
Congratulations, Arthur. You were a joy to work with. Remember when we went to a meeting of the trustees to try to convince them to raise the goal from 4 million to 8 million and came back with a goal of 16 million? That was almost enough to justify your early retirement right then and there.
What I will remember most about Arthur is his sense of humor, his humility, and his warm and generous manner. I could have told a lot of very funny stories, and I will miss those fun times. But what I will miss the most is his quiet, inspiring, and extraordinary leadership. Thank you, Arthur.
Arthur, it has been my pleasure to have worked with you as you have led the Miriam Hospital. It was your calm, thoughtful style that has made the Miriam a great place to work at and be cared for. You and the hospital have been recognized for your achievements and your superior performance, and that has made our community very, very proud. I want to thank you for your leadership of the Miriam Hospital and wish you a very long, happy, healthy retirement. You've earned it.
Hello. Well, comes the time for all wonderful things to end, and your leadership at the Miriam Hospital, Arthur, has been a wonderful thing for us. You have led us, you have mentored us, you have viewed problems in a very even-handed manner and then made a decision. You've had an open door policy, which I'm sure was not always easy for you to maintain. And on a personal note, I have to say, I even had the benefit of a beautifully orchestrated dinner, which you prepared for myself and a number of other guests, of course, for the benefit of the Miriam. I wish you good speed, happy and healthy shushing down the hills this winter, and all the best to you and Linda on your retirement. Best of luck.
Arthur, you were recently quoted about your leadership style. You said, leadership to me is getting a cohesive team working in the same direction. We have each other's backs and we protect our patients. Well, I have learned that from you and so much more. As chair of the Miriam Hospital Foundation Board of Trustees, I am a much better person and a much stronger leader. Thank you for your extraordinary stewardship. You are leaving the Miriam and our community stronger, more respected, in a place where staff, patients, and volunteers are so proud to call the Miriam our home. Thank you again, and we love you, Arthur.
Hi, Arthur. Congratulations on your retirement. So well deserved. Most people know what a phenomenal job you've done at the Miriam Hospital and previously at Newport Hospital. But what they may not know is the great job you've done as president of RISE, Lifespan's captive insurance company. It's been a pleasure to serve on the RISE board with you. It's been a pleasure to work with you at the Miriam and the Miriam Hospital Foundation. We're going to miss you. I hope all is well in retirement, and I'm sure you're going to play lots of piano, do lots of cooking, and have a great winter skiing. Best wishes.
Hey Arthur, it's Christine. I just wanted to wish you all the best in your well-deserved retirement. I enjoyed working with you all those years at Newport Hospital, and one of my fondest memories is the Newport Hospital Follies. They were fun times. Maybe now you'll have more time to pursue your other interests, like becoming a chef, a fireman, or maybe even an airline pilot. All the best to you, and hope to see you soon.
I want to tell you about the Renaissance man in Rhode Island, Arthur Sampson, the top chef at his beautiful home in Tiverton, the skier gliding down the slopes of Maine, the pianist playing at home with a great audience, Linda. Finally, his leadership for many years leading the best hospital in Rhode Island. A great man, a great friend. Arthur, we wish you well in your well-deserved retirement.
Arthur, just wanted to wish you congratulations on your retirement and to let you know that your mentorship and lessons that you have taught over the years will not be in vain. I will be taking those forward with me into the future. Thank you.
Hello, Arthur. I can't believe the time has come that you're really going to retire. I've said it to others before, but I have never worked with somebody like you. I've worked with many people who are humble and many people who are accomplished, but the combination in you is just irreproducible. You are a servant leader who's made this place better. You do it every day without any kind of fanfare, without any kind of showing off. We will miss you terribly, but I've got your cell phone and I plan to call you often. I hope you will enjoy skiing and cooking and playing piano more than you've been able to do. Bless you, stay safe and well.
Arthur, I enjoyed working with you and learned so much from all our time at Newport Hospital. I wish you all the best in your retirement on the slopes and at the keyboard.
What I remember about Arthur Sampson is calling my 1948 Pembroke College classmate and asking her to check on this Arthur Sampson. Barbara Epstein had been on the board of Arthur Sampson's Newport Hospital. And this is what she said to me. He's the best. And she was absolutely 100% right. Congratulations and thank you, Arthur, for leading the Miriam Hospital into being the most outstanding hospital in the state of Rhode Island.
Arthur, before you come to the podium, I have one more surprise for you. In honor of your dedication to our hospital and the community, the city has adopted a resolution to name the corner of Summit Avenue and 5th the Arthur J. Sampson Square. Now I am pleased and proud to welcome back to the podium Mr. Arthur J. Sampson.
This is the most difficult set of comments I think I've made in my whole career. I am speechless, overwhelmed. The folks in the video, each and every one of them means something special to me. Some I haven't seen in many years. And to think that somebody would take the time to do that is really amazing. The scholarship, I worried for a long time about how people can pursue their academic dreams. Quite frankly, we need more and more people in hospital administration who are prepared, at least at the master's degree level. So that's wonderful. And the Summit Avenue and 5th Street, I mean, I don't know how you got that through the city, but it's just a remarkable, it's amazing to me. All I can say to everyone is this is a remarkable place. I inherited a remarkable place. I tried not to break it, while at the same time trying to lead it into its future. And I've enjoyed it tremendously. I am going to miss everybody. I'm not going to miss some of the hassles, but I'm going to miss everybody I've worked with. It's a remarkable place, and it will continue to be a remarkable place. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I am speechless. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this evening, despite being unable to celebrate in person, as I know we would have all have liked. I want to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for your commitment and generosity to our wonderful hospital. Thank you again for all that you do and for all you make possible. As you think about year-end giving, please consider an unrestricted gift to our annual fund, or you may direct your gift in honor of Arthur to support the newly established Endowed Scholarship Fund. There is a link in the chat to make your gift online, or you can call 401-793-2004, and a member of the development team will assist you. This concludes our program. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please stay safe and well and have a wonderful night.